So why don't we start off by explain what happened? So we have a process of I'm recording my video and audio. You're recording your audio and video. And then we have to send it either me to you or you to me. This week you tried to send it to me, and it just finally happened almost a whole week later. So what happened there?
Well, I tried multiple times to get it up. Once, actually, I'm telling you wrong. Multiple times here at the house. I think I gave it probably 6 shots at different points of the day. So I attempted to do it at nighttime when everybody was asleep, and it would get about 20 to 25% up and then just stop. You go from, it would say 2 hours and 37 minutes or something fairly respectable for where we live, and then get quarter of the way up and just next thing you know, it's saying 10 hours, and then you look at it again, 10 hours and 6 minutes, 10 hours and 12 minutes. So clearly something just stopped. I even did it during the day when people weren't home. I did it during the day when people were home, knowing that probably at that point it definitely wasn't going to do it, or it would take all day, but I'd figure I'd be gone, so who cares? They could complain to themselves about the bad internet. So none of that worked. I should have gone to where I went last time, a relative's home that has decent internet, and pushed it up. Would have taken all of 30 to 40 minutes, and I could have sit there and just watched Netflix or something in the meantime. But what happened, or what worked rather, was I compressed it. Well, the whole time it was already compressed. A few times it wasn't, but then there were a few times where it was. So compressed, that's just under 600 megabytes. Uncompressed, I think altogether just under 3 gigabytes. I could be wrong on that, but either way, multiple gigabytes to just a few hundred megabytes. Just weren't going anywhere to benefiting getting the information your way. So I copied that compressed file from my Mac over to the iPad Pro using Goodreader, the app, because you can't really, Apple, in all of their brilliance, can't seem to get things to talk to each other, to pass things back and forth. Because I have an old Mac, I can't use, what's that, if I wasn't trying to think of it, I could think of it. You know, where you can say
AirDrop.
I can do that between devices, but I have a 2011 Mac, and I can't do it with that. So I had to use Goodreader. I drug it over to Goodreader. It zipped itself right on up, no problem, to the iPad. And then I transferred it from Goodreader using the share sheet to Google Drive. Using cellular, I did not connect to Wi-Fi.
So your cellular,
and that was where I was
cellular at your house is better than your home internet DSL, probably?
Well, I have one bar going up probably because we have 3 megs down, and I've tested it and seen 3 megs up, not necessarily consistent on the cellular side because we have the unlimited choice or whatever, and AT&T only gives you 3 megs. So anyway, that seemed to be sufficient. It took an eternity. It took like all night, basically. But either way, it was able to get up. I thought it would be stopped because of the 100 megabyte, 150, I think, on iOS 11 now, cap that Apple devices put on internet transmissions for a single file. But it's more for apps. But I've run into that with other things, and I thought I would run into it with this. But I did not run into it from Goodreader to Drive, and I did not use Files. I also tried to push it to Drive from Files, as well as my iCloud backup from Files, all of which did not work.
Yeah, and the problem with this is, obviously it slows down our workflow, or it slows down what we're trying to create as a workflow. But also, it takes forever because you're trying one thing, and that one thing takes 4 to 6 hours. That didn't work. Okay, let's revisit either that night, but more than likely the next day. Maybe your life takes a turn because you got to go do something with the kids or whatever. And so therefore you can't do it the next day. So you got to do it 2 days later. And so here we are finally. Was it yesterday or the day before? But it was towards the evening that you finally said that it was there.
Well,
today's Friday.
It was actually up in the morning, but I think I texted you probably midday. But yeah, maybe 2 days ago?
Okay.
Yeah, or Thursday? Was it yesterday? Thursday, maybe?
I don't remember. It was either yesterday or the day before. Yeah. But, and it looked fine. I mean, it looked a little compressed, but that's all right. It's gonna, I call it the glamour glow. It's not quite, the glamour shots back in the day where they weren't 100% crystal clear. They kind of had like someone rubbed Vaseline on the lens or something. But I think both of us probably could use a little enhancing in that regard.
I could. So. I certainly could. I may not caress it. I won't do that either. I won't compress it quite as much this next time. But I let Handbrake just kind of do its thing. I didn't really try to mush it. I'd use it at, I think it was a 26, whatever that number is. I don't remember where it is, but.
Oh, wow. Because normally, like mine, the newest one is at 22.
22. Yeah. So I'll adjust it till it seems better. And we'll eventually find a nice little sweet spot there.
Yeah. Clearly, this is more of a work in progress than we thought it would be. And for me, I'm getting this set up faster, which is nice. I'm also trying to kind of make it less, I don't want to say put less into it, but I'm not doing as much to set it up. I'm trying to keep the camera settings pretty much the same all the time, besides white balance. I just thought of this. I don't have my headphones in. Today's been crazy.
Are you going to get my audio and your audio?
Yeah, I think you're going to get picked up here, which is probably not a problem because most of the time when you're talking, I'm not. When I'm talking, you're not. But when you sniff, when I'm talking, that's going to be, oh boy. Let me show you one thing.
I've got my microphone down, so it shouldn't come through too badly.
It's coming through from my iPhone. Okay, so for those that are watching, all one of you, I'm recording locally on my camera. Brent is recording locally on his camera, but we're seeing each other right now through a FaceTime connection. And so basically we fancy pie the FaceTime connection inside of like a Premiere or whatever, merging the two together for the final video. And so that's what my microphone could be hearing. I don't know. My guess is that it is hearing you, albeit nice and low. Might not be noticeable. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But let me grab something out of my bag. Something that if I didn't run into the camera strap and tripod hot shoe adapter thing that I bought, that whole debacle that I thought was going to work smoothly, mostly did, except for when I was done, I couldn't get it into the tripod. So I guess it didn't work terribly smoothly. That set me back a good 20 stinking minutes trying to get that solved. And it's still not solved. My camera strap is connected on one side and hanging down. But anywho, I was going to put in Bluetooth headphones. So I'm going to put these in. We're going to try it. Hopefully the Bluetooth audio works. I had some of these where I can hear you, but the microphone for some reason doesn't work, or both. It just doesn't work at all. Like FaceTime doesn't recognize it as a means of transporting audio, whether it's from the headphones or the microphone. So I'm going to grab that real quick. My bag's right here. And of course, it's
in the meantime, it looks like you got a new do.
What's that?
Get your hair cut off?
I did. This is the normal haircut that I have. When I have a haircut, I like to go from this to an afro back to this. But I would like to go once a month, but just it doesn't. Okay, so here is the headphones that I have currently. They are Aukey, AUKEY. They're just the typical earbuds. They have that, like, I call it the gasket because it really just fits your ear, and then only sound is getting in from here. You can't hear outside noise, and your ear isn't breathing either. So I'm actually not a fan of these. I bought another pair that look just like Apple earbuds, but they have the same connection right here. So I'm going to, another hurdle. Son of a gun. This is a new phone. I got the iPhone 8 Plus. This is not paired with it. Oh my word.
Well, surely you could pair with that right now, could you? I'll just see your finger poking around like this a lot,
Let's find out. So I'm going to put this in pairing mode, which is just hold down the power button forever. Nope.
Yeah, just pause my video. No big deal.
That's all right. I still have it on the recording side. All right, so I'm holding it here forever. Bluetooth. And, okay, there it is. And now I'm connecting it. Okay, it says it's connected. Can you hear me?
Yes, you sound distant.
Ain't that the truth? Well, I'm okay with it.
It's clear. The difference, I suppose, is there was room noise before because I was probably on speakerphone, I imagine.
Yeah.
And now I'm not. So it just took the room noise out, and that's, I think, the difference that I'm hearing.
But you can hear me just fine.
Hearing. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. So it's working then. Okay, good. So basically, well, those are...
It sure does stick out of your head a lot.
Yeah. It should be a bolt down here, right, for the Frankenstein. So I might just give this to the kids. But man, my ears look red, don't they? Anyways, I might give this to the kids. The new ones that are coming are shaped exactly like the Apple EarPods, which I like. Probably the same as your AirPods, but they have the same white. They're white. They have same white cable, and I like those. People on the internets complain that they don't fit their ears well. That fits my ears great. I mean, I can shake my head like a madman, and they stay in. So my goofy ears, they're good for the Apple earbuds. So those should be in tomorrow. I went on a mild shopping spree at Amazon, bought some more batteries for the camera, bought I guess it would be a ball head. So I put it on the top of my tripod, and then I bought a new hot shoe. Ball head came with one, but the hot shoe I bought has a small little edge on the side where I can then hook in my camera strap, because I don't like the camera strap to both be on top. I like one on top, one on bottom. Makes the camera sit sideways, but then when I go to grab it, when it's at my waist, I can just grab it and lift it up instead of having to, two hands and whatever silliness. So
I thought that's what you already had. Did you show me something like that at one point?
Last week I showed you, because that was my contraption in the meantime. Basically just a wall hanger. So it's just a metal flap with a D-ring at the bottom. So I drilled a hole, 1/4 size hole, put that in between a hot shoe, the actual Manfrotto something. I don't know the model of it, but this one has a little pistol grip on it. That came with a hot shoe. So I sandwiched that little metal plate between the hot shoe and the camera. D-ring hung outside, and then I hooked the camera strap to that. So this basically is very similar, except for instead of the D-ring, it's just right in the hot shoe itself. It has a little bar for your camera strap to go into. The problem with that was because I'm not using, actually, I can show you. I think I just moved the camera a little bit, but so I'm using these guys. I'll first show you, and then I'll show the camera. Well, it's out of focus, but basically they're these tiny little clipping hooks. So this is paracord looped through two of them. One's going one way, one's going the opposite direction, just for security. It doesn't fit on the bottom of the mount of the hot shoe. No, not hot shoe. That's for the quick release. I've been saying hot shoe this entire time, I think, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
Good boy. Okay, so the quick release for the camera and the tripod. With this connected to the quick release, it wouldn't fit on the ball head. So I put in this little guy, which is now deformed because it kept folding my thumbnail back. So I had to use pliers, and this basically hooked onto here. That went on the quick release plate. And then everything seemed fine, but no, I still couldn't get it on the stinking ball head. So I had to take that back off, and now it's just simply not connected. So I got to probably loop through some sort of cabling down inside there, or a D-ring or something to make that work. But so that slowed us down getting together, and then we couldn't FaceTime because your internet's pretty horrible, and this is great. But we'll get it squared away. We'll get it squared away one of these days.
Yeah, if they ever get decent internet out here, that might help some a little bit.
Yeah. So what do you think you're going to do next week? Or I should say this weekend / for this video, you're going to retry the first round
That's exactly what I told you that I was a little concerned about happening.
compress the video, but then also use your family member's internet, like a mixture of both.
I don't know. I might just do the same thing I did before and just push it up on the iPad and just let it do its thing tonight.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise I'd have to drive. If they're not home, he leaves the router off.
Oh, so gotcha.
I don't know if he saves power or just concerned about it or what, but either way, if he's not there, then I can't use it. So I was able to use it before because I said, hey, can I mooch off your internet? So if you don't mind leaving it on, and that's why it was on.
Oh.
So right now, my idea is that I'll compress it and I'll try the cellular route. And then if that doesn't work, then I'll just call them up and say, hey, I got to get this file up. Can I come over for an hour or whatever? And Tor, I might take my son because he's got the Oculus Rift. Nicholas wants to play with that anyway. So.
Oh, does he really? Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. If you do it, don't do the roller coaster unless you have a bucket nearby.
No, I can't. I get car sick by looking at people that are car sick. So I can't, no, that's not going to happen. I don't even know if I'm going to do the AR on this guy because it's like, no.
Yeah, I've got to be careful with some of the stuff. I have one of those little headsets that you just stick a phone in, the big goggle thing.
Do you have the one that has a strap, or you actually have to hold it there?
It has a strap. It's not really strong enough. The whole thing wants to take your face off, but it's all right if you get the right. If what you're looking at is good, like if you look at YouTube stuff, the Cardboard app, YouTube wants to use Cardboard. Because I don't know if I bought a no-name. It wasn't a no-name, but either way, it doesn't always match right eye, left eye as well as it should. And because it's trying to use the Cardboard 2, I don't know if it's V2 or what it is, but the second standard for Cardboard anyway. And I haven't, I thought about buying the Cardboard, but you have to hold that one up.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking to spend $40, $50. I got this on sale and I had some extra Best Buy points, and that's why I bought this guy. But there are some YouTube videos, like there's some a tour of Conan's office where you can just kind of sit in a chair and turn around, and you can see 360. You're not walking around or anything like that. It doesn't have that like Oculus Rift has, but you can just get a 360. So some of the 360 things are pretty neat, and they don't make you sick. But just like anything else, if you do the roller coaster stuff, then that's pretty gross.
My daughter likes that. She doesn't really get car sick. She's the only one in the family who doesn't get car sick. So she'll just sit there riding the roller coasters, and you can tell when something's happened because she's like, and then she kind of comes back to normal. But
yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you want to talk about this round besides our woes? I was going to talk more about the phone, but it just came in. And I haven't had really a chance to do much with it. It's my first time with the dual cameras, so I haven't tried anything with portrait mode. And this one has the beta, the lighting, which is kind of neat. I definitely want to play with that. I don't know how much I'm going to love and or hate not having the headphone jack. So
if you're on Bluetooth, it shouldn't matter to you. Or I bought a few extra dongles, so I have, I think, 3 total dongles, by the way, one of which I know where it is. But I think the kids took it. I was like, hey, this is neat. I want to use it on mine. You have a headphone jack, buddy. But either way, that hasn't actually been a problem for me. I do prefer, I guess, a phone with a headphone jack just for the times where I want to charge. Like late at night, if I'm sitting there and my battery's dead and I need to charge it. That's the part that aggravates me is aggravates is a little strong, I suppose, but that's the only time where I wish it was a separate headphone jack.
Yeah, and that's where I think I might need it most. For me, I mean, I listen to music. I use the headphones. That's not a big deal. The little adapter. Actually, I don't even need the adapter for that because it came with the Lightning headphones. But if I need, what I do sometimes, if I can't sleep, instead of tossing and turning or thinking about the world ending, I plug in my headphones while it's charging on my bedstand. Now, this phone does support Qi charging. Of course, it didn't come with anything. The cheapest route to go into it with anything that's like on a good quality level seems to be around $40 or $50. So I've already spent a lot of bucks this month. So I'm going to have to wait 2, 3, 4 months. We're going on vacation. So that'll also, I don't know how much money. I have this problem when I go on vacation. I have what's called vacation money. For some reason, I think I'm rich when I'm on vacation. So I just blow money like it's nothing. I'm going to try to pick up some AirPods while I'm on vacation with vacation money. But I think the camera was my vacation money. So we'll see. But,
right. Well, Belkin makes an adapter that has the power and the headphone in it where you can plug it in. So
for $39 or something.
Yeah, it probably, most of those things are.
Yeah.
Get that Apple price point of 40 or more. Yeah,
of course, Amazon has those old those knockoffs and stuff, and I wouldn't want to go that route. I think I would just rather maybe I'll just wait for the Qi charging. If I'm in the car, Bluetooth, I don't need to worry about. If I need to plug it in, I don't need to plug like an auxiliary cable into the stereo or anything. Even my work car has Bluetooth, so that's not a problem. And I've got this battery that I towed around everywhere. 20,000 or 23,000 milliamp hours. So yeah, just like that. Mine's blue, baby blue. So that, if I do need to charge it on the go, but again, rarely am I listening to music on the go while it's being charged with wired headphones. I mean, that's why I have this. If I'm here at work, I'll do this. I'll leave one in and I'll walk around. So I don't need the headphone jack. So we'll see. That may never be a problem with me. I'm still getting used to the fingerprint sensor. I came from a 6 Plus. That was the actual button. Click, click. This one's I think
you'll get used to that. I like it now. When I go back now and use one of the kids' phones, I'm just like, this is like 1,000 years old. How do you use this? So yeah, I think you'll end up liking it. But also with the Plus, I mean, you had the Plus before, didn't you? So the battery life is pretty good. I don't know how much you're on it to how much you use it up. I can get through a day easy and still have 70% at the end of the day because I'm not on my phone a lot.
Oh, wow.
So it's not a big deal for me having the plug-in power, but there have been times where I'm like, crikey, I have to decide or plug in before I got the AirPods, find some other Bluetooth headphones. And I've got a bunch of little cheap ones hanging around. I have these that are just kind of $20 ones I got on Amazon. There's a lot of them that look very similar to that out there. I don't know how clear it's coming in, but and there's
did you show me or the camera?
You were able to see it as well as the camera. It was blurry, I think, for the video, but either way, they sell the shape. That's what matters. They being
that's what matters.
You and me when we watch this rewatch. You get the idea.
Gotcha. Hey, we hit 25 minutes accidentally. That's how much we can ramble. I think, so that's good. Yeah, that's real good. I think all three of our podcasts so far have been the same content.
Yes. And some mess ups here there because the little stuff I was talking to you about, I was doing this to the camera with the headphones and I had the volume turned down on the microphone.
This whole time?
Not the whole time, just a little part where I was doing this with the headphones. And to be quite honest, it may have been even longer. We'll find out. But I do have, this has the same audio. So there may just be some times where I'm miming.
So let's be clear here. You and I we're new to this. I love audio and video stuff. I love photography. I am an amateur, not a pro amateur, although I do get paid for it at times. which is funny. And I also teach people. You would never know by the quality of what's going on here. But I think at the very least, maybe that's why I think this might become popular because a lot of people want to do this, right? And they want to know, what am I getting myself into? And so they're going to be able to look at this, laugh at us, make fun of us, and then they can also learn from it, though. They won't be making these same mistakes. So for everyone who is watching,
I think they'll make the same mistakes. You are welcome. Yes, I think they'll make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
And I'll have to do something with my audio. I think for me, that's my biggest consistent issue is either the mouth noise, like my son, sometimes he'll look at me and he'll be like, "Hey, Dad," because he saw the first video. I'd be like, "You're grounded." So I'll have to do something with the audio. I've been trying to turn it down, but then I had the little moment a second ago where I forgot to turn it back up, which defeats the purpose of an audio-video podcast.
So what I've been doing, because it sounds like I might be the one who's doing the actual editing, although cheap editing, and the first episode's still not online and still, no opener, no closer. And maybe that's just how we're going to roll, at least for the first year or 20. But when you're not talking and I am inside Premiere, I just pull the chunk of audio out. When you are talking and I'm not, I pull the chunk of my audio out. So don't feel like you have to go up and down, especially when they're separated like this. Maybe when you are on speakerphone equivalent where I am picking up your stuff, but when it's something like this and it's separated, don't feel you have to do that. Just what I would recommend is take a day, take a half day, take 20 minutes, take a minute and a half, put the microphone in front of you at whatever volume you think it should be, hit record, and then move it around. Find that sweet spot, memorize it, write it down, whatever it is, and just lock it in. Because right now it looks closer by far than it was last week. But if you turn the volume down, maybe that'll compensate. I'm still learning as well, but I have to get it a little closer because of the microphone and the way the camera records. But that's my recommendation for kind of your setup there.
Yeah,
lock in maybe this far away.
I did a slight test before, not so much on distance, but I put some tape on the mixer so that I wouldn't push it up all the way. It may still be a little too hot, but I can drag that down. I've been recorded now for 28 minutes and 15 seconds. At least I've recorded that much on my side. So we have about a minute before we have a hard out forced by the camera. Otherwise, we have to restart and link it together.
Well, then let's kill it right there. Thanks for watching. This has been episode 3, believe it or not. Hopefully these will get posted one of these days. Anything you want to say in closing?
No.
All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.
That's it.